So Joy and Chuck, you've been married 11 years, things are going well, you're healthy, have a lovely daughter, you're going to go on vacation, everything is great, and suddenly something happens.
Madison and I flew to meet Chuck to celebrate New Year's in the Keys. We were driving and I had a seizure in the car. Thank God for that seizure, because that was our warning that I had a brain tumor.
And your mother died of the same thing. That must have been frightening to you.
Deep down inside, I knew that God would not forsake me, but there was a part of me that was just gripped with fear.
And Chuck, you love Joy very much. Suddenly your wife has brain cancer. How'd you feel?
In the very beginning, it was just, it was surreal. It was in slow motion when the doctor walked in. I haven't really talked about it in 3 years. Jim, I think the biggest thing that happened was Joy and I have been strong Christians. We attended church every time the doors opened, and I was in a ministry for a couple of years myself. And 1 month prior to this happening, if you had told me that I would ever lose faith and be angry at God, I would have called you a liar. There was no way that could ever happen to me. And that's exactly what happened. I was not prepared. And I've been angry with God all of this time, honestly, just speaking to you about this just until recently. And nobody really knew it, but it was a hard thing to wrestle with. And God and I wrestled with it. And I knew that He was being patient with me, and I knew I would come back. It's been the toughest thing I've ever gone through in my life.
Joy, 5 years? Doctor said 5 years you've got to live?
5 to 7.
5 to 7. How'd you respond to that?
I told him I had people praying for me all across the country, and that I was healthy, and that I had, at that time she was 7, a 7-year-old daughter, and that I did not receive it. And he said, Mrs. Coker, you are a very healthy 42-year-old at the time, but that brain cancer always comes back, and that it usually comes back a stronger form, and that I would be dead, and he used those words, in 5 to 7 years. Great. And I changed hospitals and went to MD Anderson and have a doctor that does not believe that, and my God's bigger than that. And I just, 2 weeks ago, got a really good report. My doctor said that the chances of it coming back are slim.
And it's something we never thought we were going to hear. Our prayer was just that it would not have come back. And Joy and I talked about this, that how God just blessed us more than what we were asking for. Sometimes we don't ask God for enough. I mean, He is a big God and He can handle anything. All we prayed about was, please God, don't let it have come back. And what we got in return was, not only had it not come back, but there was just a slim chance that it would ever come back. And we didn't think we would ever hear that.
You've had 3 people come into your life with brain tumor issues.
That just happened. I've happened upon one person in a store. I was at a yoga teacher training right after that, and one of the girls that's in my teacher training was just diagnosed with a brain tumor. And then another person that I just ran into. God's just amazing, and He's so good all the time.
You may think you're prepared for something big in your life, a big change, and you may not be as prepared as you think you are. And to try to build that foundation as strong as possible for when that storm does come, that you'll be able to withstand it and not go through what I went through, where I had to fake going to church and just extremely angry with God. We all should learn get our foundation built, stay in the Word, stay in commune with our brothers and sisters, Those things are so important.
I just want everyone to know that God is faithful and He is always there. Even when times seem dark, that He is always there.